Welcome to the Lee Michaels Show with Carol and your daily cast of characters, where we discuss the issues of the day, entertainment news, what's really going on in Washington, and the world. Why don't we just hear it from the horse's mouth himself?
We can't have someone in the Oval Office who doesn't understand the meaning of the word confidential or classified.
How did you
I don't think it's safe to be briefed on national security because the word will get out. I know at some point they're going to to want to brief me, but I'm not a talker about this stuff.
This is like Watergate, only it's worse.
It is.
Because here, our foreign enemies were in a position to hack our most sensitive national security secrets.
And you've done a poor
job. Of
job.
course, it turns out the Russians didn't need to hack Hillary's email server. They were able to hack Trump's mouth.
This is like Watergate, only it's worse.
The Lee Michaels Show on the Power of Voices Radio Network.
Oh, is this a comedy act or what? And it's like booked for at least 4 years. All I can say is, Lord have mercy. This is terrible. How did it happen? Well, here we are. Another edition of the Lee Michaels Show. We are live from Los Angeles on Facebook, YouTube, and thepowerofvoices.com, and sometimes on Periscope. The scope has been driving me crazy lately, but we'll get into that a little bit later. But welcome to the show. Good to be here with you. We have Carol is back from a special assignment. Maybe she'll give us a report on what she discovered or what she was doing. I think she was hanging out at the beach in Laguna somewhere picking up guys. That's what I think. I might be wrong.
No, I was making money.
Oh, well. Okay, I won't go into that.
No, I went out to work.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's excellent.
I didn't realize it was raining that much. It wasn't drizzling this morning because my pants are wet.
Okay.
But then these
Wet
pants that I'm wearing
smoking
takes water out of you.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Those
then
are
I
sweatpants?
sit here and eat a donut.
Yeah, shame on you. You got to learn to resist. Just say no.
I do
Treat it
resist,
like a drug.
Lee. I can eat one once in a while. It doesn't hurt.
Okay, that's the justification. What do you think, Chris?
Well, anybody that knows me can see I don't eat a lot of sugar.
And we don't know what you do after the show.
Boom shakalaka, as I enter the program.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Because I have no comment about Carol because I can't see her.
Yeah, I know, and that's
so because she's I know Carol, you're in witness protection program, so I got to go by what Lee describes of what you wear and things of that nature. So I have no idea.
She's got an orange top on today. I've got red, so we're orange and red.
Yeah, I see you. Yeah.
Yeah. But and what is that? Blue pants, sweatpants?
Yeah, they're like a sweatpants.
Mm-hmm. So that's all I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, there you go.
That's best I can
Carol,
do.
let me ask you this: if there was a straight popular demand for people out there that want to see you, would you show yourself again? Because you used to at one point at the beginning of the program.
No, I didn't.
Then you stopped.
It was by accident.
No, you didn't?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry, by accident. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My bad.
Mistake. My mistake.
Okay, Okay, I had no idea. I apologize. I had no idea.
Yeah.
But what I was saying, if people kept asking to see you, would you consent and say, okay, I'll do it once?
By popular demand.
No.
No?
1 minute.
Okay.
1 minute. Just come on camera. You can get all dolled up, get your hair and everything, and, dress to the nines if that's where you want to be seen.
Yeah, we'll time you. It could be like just 1 minute only.
1 minute. The debut of Doug Carroll.
No, you still wouldn't do it.
She's just like looking around like a lost puppy.
No, I'm feeling guilty. I ate that donut, but I was hungry.
We're not talking about donuts.
Yeah, but
We're talking about you being on
donut.
camera for a minute. We ain't talking about no donut. We're asking you for 1 minute of, if you just want to show your face, would you do it?
Yeah.
No.
No. Okay.
Okay. Where's that dummy? I need that dummy with a wig on it and some red lipstick.
I used to have a dummy that was big.
We'll find a dummy, so a mannequin, not a dummy. A mannequin. And put a black wig on her. She's got brunette. She's got dark hair, black hair. And red lipstick. No, I think I want a blonde. We'll make her blonde.
Oh,
Since it's fake anyway, we can make her look the way we want to have her look, right?
No, that's true. Right,
Yeah.
right about that.
Yeah, and some hippie clothes. She's kind of dressed like a hippie. You know, she's a leftover from the 60s. But, yeah, that's what we're
You
going
just
to
like a hippie, Carol?
I don't think I dress like a hippie. I work out a lot, and I don't have to go into a salon most of the time, so I just dress the way I want to dress.
That's good. That's a good thing.
You know, when I do dress up, it's a surprise.
You should
Is that
surprise Lee one
Carol?
day and get all dressed up.
Lee's always working.
What's that got to do with anything?
I don't see Lee. I walk before I come here.
We're talking about coming into the show.
No, I work out before I come here. I make a point of
Okay.
getting out there and working
This
out.
is a pointless conversation. It's not going to go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just, I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do. It's just
You know,
mind-boggling.
though, if you've ever been to California, it's a very relaxed state. Most people, unless they have to go into office, and even offices are relaxed.
Yeah.
People just don't dress up. They don't put on a lot of heavy makeup.
Well, except for the fake-ass stars.
My clients are stars, a lot of them. They don't wear makeup.
Yeah, well,
Carmen Electra, I told you, looks better with, I see her without makeup. And
I'd love to
she's
see
a
her
very
without
beautiful woman.
makeup.
Yeah, me too.
So
How old is Carmen Electra nowadays?
She's got to be almost 50, late 40s.
Okay.
But she looks in her 20s.
Has she
Good for her.
Has she done a lot of work?
I don't know what she looked like before. But she doesn't look made. That makes a difference.
Yeah.
You see so much
I
now.
agree.
I mean, look at Kendall Jenner now. She looks just like Kylie. She went and pumped her lips up big and doesn't even look like Kendall Jenner.
That's the next model on the runway.
Kendall is on the runway.
Or the other one, whoever.
She's too short, but they use short ones now. I mean, they're not what models really used to look like. They look nothing like
Yeah.
Naomi Campbell and those other models.
Right.
Nothing. Those models don't pay a publicist a fortune to say they're the best.
Yeah.
I was looking at
Like
Bella
tall.
Hadid. I was shocked at all the work she's done. She looks nothing like what she normally looked like. It's kind of weird because they're all starting to look like clones.
Like what?
Clones, where they all look the same. I mean, you know, because I get it all the time if my cheeks are fake or your lips fake. And I have to tell people, some people were born with different things on their face or different things about them. Not everybody has to be cloned.
Well, that's true. And those are the people that are, the people that have full lips and nice cheeks and nice nose structure. Those are the people that are being copied. They want to look like you. So
yeah,
that's
but
a
it's
compliment.
kind of eerie because all of a sudden everybody looks the same. And then you wonder, and it's real young people doing this a lot too. And I mean, it's all races doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, I have black clients that some of them reduce their lips. There's just so where everybody will look the same, but what will their children look like?
Not like mom and dad.
Because even the men are doing it. So it isn't just women, it's men too. I think with men, though, when they do a facelift, it's very noticeable. I noticed when I went to Guns N' Roses, the head guy, what's his name?
I don't know. I don't know them intimately, and I've never kept
His
up with them.
facelifts were really bad.
Yeah.
They were really, on a man, it's more noticeable. And I
No,
don't
you're right.
have a problem if women do that.
Okay.
It's if it makes them feel better, but it's when they start changing every feature on them.
Yeah.
On America's Got Talent, one of the judges on there, Simon Cowell, from American Idol fame. He's one of the judges on there. He got some serious Botox overload because his face is like really puffy, man. Can hardly close his eyes.
when he comes out, they need to play Skin Tight.
Yeah, but you know, his face wouldn't be bloated from Botox.
Well,
He might have
What
did
would he bloated from?
Well, he might have did
full of gas.
a facelift. It's maybe still swollen.
Yeah, he's swole. It has not come down yet. I mean, the swelling is still there, for God's sake.
You know, I don't have a problem with people doing stuff. It's when you just keep doing it and just
Overdoing it.
Overdoing it.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you think Michael went too far?
No, Michael really didn't. I don't know why y'all say that. He went
I'm
too
not saying. I'm
the
asking a
doctor
question.
went too far with his nose. As far as people saying this stuff with his skin, he wasn't trying to be white. Anybody that has that disease.
No. We're not debating that. I
Well,
was just
I'm
wondering
just,
if you thought
I'm
he
going to
did too
tell
much
you. No,
cosmetic surgery.
No, he didn't. He didn't do no more than most, but they got carried away on his nose.
I have a friend said, you know, he was listening to the show and he heard you say that you work with Michael. He says he thought Michael looked like you.
Well, a lot of people say that.
Yeah.
A lot of people
think
used
it
to think he
has a-
wanted to. I'm
yeah, some
naturally
features.
pale, but the disease.
No, not the color. I'm talking about your facial structure.
Facial bone structure. Right. I agree.
Yeah.
But he didn't do all the stuff people think he did.
Well, I don't care one way or the other.
I just
quite
think they
frankly.
got the plastic surgeon should have quit doing his nose. And I think he did a cleft. But as far as the rest of him, no. As far as his skin being pale, I've seen people with that disease, and it's bad. I mean, they'll be spotted like a pinto horse.
Yeah, that's right. I had a neighbor.
And they don't bleach up all the way. So if you can afford to have someone bleach your skin to make it even, I think I would do the same thing. No matter what race you are.
I wouldn't. They would just have to call me Pinto Man. Or what is it? Is it a Pinto horse that's spotted like that? Or is that, what is it?
Well, I'm just using that as an example.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's a very
Pinto Man.
hard disease. I like that this one model that
Pinto
has
Man and Jabbo.
that has that disease, she doesn't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
And she gets a lot of work.
Yeah, I think society puts a lot of pressure on
I don't
people.
know. I don't think I would want to walk around like that.
Well,
but
no,
I'm
no.
already very pale.
No, not just that. You know, the spotted skin problem, but cosmetic surgery in general. I think we have gone too far. And just accept me the way I am. If you don't, then that's your problem. But I'm not going to,
Yeah.
try to.
Scars and all.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, come on.
But
Enough
I think
is
it's a
enough.
pressure with society, too.
But it isn't just people that are in the industry. Everyday people do all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm talking about society as a whole.
I
not just the
I
industry
do
people.
guys that have had major surgery.
Well, of course. I'm using a blanket
Or even-
statement. Men or women, children, I really,
in general.
don't like.
I could see it if
Messing
you're
with
butt
kids.
ugly, and you could fix.
Well, what's butt ugly?
Well, Kylie Jenner was kind of ugly.
Well,
She wasn't
I don't
very
know about
pretty. And now she's made herself this beautiful woman. I think as young as she is, I think she's gotten a little carried away. And
Oh, yeah.
being that young, hooked on plastic surgery, she's going to look really bad in about 10 years because
Mm-hmm.
she's going to keep doing it.
Yeah.
You know, because I noticed Kim's starting to look kind of strange.
Really? I haven't really seen her.
Yeah, look at
much
Chloe.
lately.
Totally changed her whole look. It doesn't even
Now,
look like Chloe.
Leave Chloe alone. Chloe
Well,
is
I'm
perfect.
just being honest. No, she isn't.
She is.
No, she
Ain't
isn't.
nothing wrong
Well,
with
she's
Chloe.
perfect now the way she's making herself look.
Ain't nothing wrong with Chloe. You just get
Well,
off Chloe's
I'm
back
giving
right
my
now.
opinion.
We don't want to hear your opinion. That's my girl. Chloe is perfect. Nothing wrong with Chloe.
Well, she might be now. She wasn't before. She
No,
was
she
one
was-
of the homelier ones.
but I was attracted to that homeliness.
That's you. It's
Homeliness.
obvious. It's obvious she wasn't attractive to it.
Homie or not, she was my homie.
But she wasn't attractive to it.
She was my homely homie.
That's because she had the family pressure, and that pimp mama was putting the pressure on her to do stuff.
No, I don't think so.
Absolutely.
Honestly, to be honest,
How could
when
you deny that? The
I
whole
used to work
family
in
is
a
cosmetically
salon, and my friend did
altered.
the mother, And this is before they had...
Even Mama's been altered.
No, let me finish. Before they had money. Actually, she was the prettiest out of all of them. Now, Kim, I've known her for years because she used to go with one of the Jacksons, Tito's son. I don't know why she did all this because she was probably one of the cutest girls in that whole school. The whole school. I mean, she had this cute body. She didn't have that big butt. She was really, really cute. So, and actually, to be honest, she's very nice. I don't think she's the type that would ever drink or do drugs. Not the Kim I know. And the mother has always been really attractive.
So when did Kim get the big old butt?
Was that before or after the sex tape?
I would think it was after. I don't know. I haven't seen the sex tape. Why don't you do that as homework and watch it tonight? I heard she was quite a pro.
That's your assignment, Pinto man.
You have to watch it tonight. I mean, it's like, I'm sure she regretted doing that, but like,
I don't think
and
she
I'm
does.
sure, I think she did, because knowing,
She
you
don't
don't
look
know her though.
Listen, if it
I
wasn't
know
for the
her,
sex
and believe
tape,
me, guys, if he wasn't putting it out there, she wouldn't have.
she turned a negative into a positive.
Come on, we've all did something. Don't tell me if you didn't have a phone at the time. You
I
wouldn't have
never
did.
done no bullshit like that. No,
You didn't have phones.
Listen. Well, they had.
I used to take
Polaroids
things with Polaroids.
and home movies.
I didn't
8
do
millimeter.
They wouldn't
I didn't do none of that
home
shit.
movies.
No. But let me make a point.
This
here.
is a totally different world.
We
now.
wouldn't be sitting here talking about Kim Kardashian if it was not for that sex tape, because that's what launched her into the public eye.
That's right.
I mean,
We didn't
come
know anything
on,
about
we got to
her.
be honest about that. So after that, they turned a negative into a positive. They began to do all the cosmetic surgery, and I think you even told me that they did a take 2 on the sex tape because the first one allegedly was not that
You
good.
didn't let me finish, to be honest.
Okay, well,
They did
we
a
got
second
1 hour
one.
and 40 minutes.
Why not do a second tape if that asshole was already out there getting ready to sell it? So why not make it look better?
Well, that's
Which
my
asshole
point.
are we referring to?
Yeah.
Ray J.
Okay, got it.
Well, that's
So,
my point.
why not? But I'm just saying, knowing Kim, she's not a bad person.
Well, let me ask you this. If your daughter...
I have clients
No, hold
that sit
on.
and tell me they do this with their husbands and boyfriends.
That's fine.
But
That's
that
fine.
was her boyfriend.
Okay.
How did she know? Now there's a law.
Okay,
You
listen.
can't do that.
Let me
If you do
let me
it
ask you
and
a
the
question.
man goes to put it out there, he can go to jail.
Okay, well, and he should. That's wrong. That's
I
an
mean, they
invasion of
did
your
the
privacy.
same thing to Mini-Me,
Well-
the little tiny man. Have you ever seen that? Now,
No.
that's gross.
No, wait a minute.
The
Let me ask
girl
you a
had
question.
him. It looked like a baby laying on top of her.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. If your daughter or family member had created a sex tape and it leaked out, it doesn't matter by whom, but it got out in the public, would you go back and say, look, honey, you know, you didn't do that right, so let's go back and do it again? And then put that out.
He was already selling the tape, you guys.
That's not the
Back
question.
then, they didn't stop people.
Would you have her go back and do a second take on it? Would you do that?
I don't think I would, but
Okay.
But
I
if,
wouldn't
but
either.
if it's being sold already,
Okay, so you're
And
going
it
to turn
looked
it
bad.
into a
no, I wouldn't.
a
But I'm
business
just
venture.
saying, you know, it's very
So-
common for couples to do things like that. That's been going
not
on
the-
for years.
I'm not debating that.
He
I'm
was the
I'm
asshole. Make him the
He
bad
was.
one. It's just like when Janet
Let me-
Jackson
let me go
sat
on
on
record.
stage and he pulled her top all the way down.
Yeah.
He wasn't supposed to do that.
Okay.
Who's the one they picked on? Not Justin Bieber, not Justin Timberlake.
Right.
Janet. She
Okay.
took the bad
Let's
part.
stay on topic here. Let's try to stay on topic. My point in asking you the question is not to criticize you or your judgment or anything, but I don't think it points out the fact that whatever this family does, it's about making money. So if Knucklehead was out there selling the tape, they had to go back to him and do it again. And obviously, there was an agreement between the two
you know,
of them.
I don't
Hold on, let
really
me
know
finish.
if
Let me-
that's true, though. That could be gossip.
Well, okay. Well, I don't know either. And I never seen either version of it if there's two versions. So I wasn't interested. I don't want to see somebody knocking somebody else's boots.
Oh, I
You know,
used to
that-
love watching porn
Well, but that one
with
wasn't.
my boyfriend.
Well, see, there you go. There you go. So,
You've never
but I
watched
wouldn't-
porn in your life.
of course I have. But what I'm saying is, the bottom line is, It was obviously all about the money. If what you're saying is true, even if it wasn't a take two, it was about the money because he or she or somebody was selling it. So if the bottom line is, if it was not for that tape, that would not have been the launch of Kim Kardashian and all the rest of the Kardashians as far as I'm concerned. Now, mommy is the pimp extraordinaire. She is a marketing fanatic. She has utilized her connections and marketed those daughters to the max. And now she's working on the last two.
You know, they're kind of independent, those two.
Well, independent my eye. I'm just saying they're following in the same
footsteps. It's probably
footsteps.
worth more money than any of them.
Well, there you go. My point.
And from what I hear, her mother isn't her manager.
Well,
she's a little smarter.
Well, okay. Then she managed them in the beginning. Who's managing them now? Who knows? It doesn't matter.
They might not need a manager. Nowadays, a lot of people don't have managers. The world's changing.
Well, Mom, you can believe one thing. Mommy has some directions or some influence in terms of where they are what they are doing. I believe that. I mean, it's evident. It's clear as a bell.
Look at the timeline going back to the whole thing. Now, me personally, I know who the hell Kim Kardashian was until we heard about the tape, like I said, with her and Ray J. And at one point, there was a point where all of a sudden, I mean, just from my awakening for it, you see all these young women trying to get these sex tapes to launch their careers or advance them further. Like Paris Hilton did one, and that flopped. Even Lawrence Fishburne's daughter wanted to go into porn to launch her so-called acting career.
Paris Hilton's did not flop.
It didn't?
No, she did very well.
Oh,
and then she got she had the reality show, and she still
Where is
does really
she now?
well.
What is she doing?
She does really well right now. She's a DJ. What? People love her.
Oh, okay. Well, I stand corrected.
No,
I didn't
she's not a
know
fake
about
DJ.
that.
She's a fake DJ.
Well, honey, if you're making money, you're not a fake.
No, she's fake. She
that's
don't know how to mix.
That's why Wonder Woman's doing so good, because you know why? It's proving that women can be heroes too.
Yeah, well, come on, it's a movie.
No, it all just relates to that. Women are
it has
finally
nothing to do with
stepping
that.
up. I don't think.
Carol, what did you eat? What
I
kind
didn't
of
do
oatmeal did you eat
nothing.
today?
I'm just giving my opinion.
Well,
I don't have
understand.
to agree with you.
But you're like dancing all over the place, and we're talking about.
No, you said Paris Hilton. I said no.
I'm saying
she
she's
did
not
very well.
I'm saying she's not a legitimate DJ. Every DJ that I know that has worked around her is saying that. I mean, anybody can be a DJ today. I could make you a famous DJ because all they do is pre-produce those events. It's all on a thumb drive, and they go in there and they fake it. She's not
I'll
up
tell
there
you
mixing
what,
for real.
Why don't you go in and see the money these guys make?
I know they're making money. I know that. You don't have to convince me of that. $63 million Calvin Harris did last year, up $3 million from the year before. These guys are making crazy
Harris
money.
Can write too.
Well, maybe she can. I'm just saying
Calvin's the man.
I'm saying that I don't believe that she's producing these performances herself. I believe somebody else is doing it. She reportedly has been paid as much as $1 million for one night for several hours. It's all marketing.
Why do you think she can't do it? Is it because she's a woman?
No, it ain't got nothing to do with it. I just don't think she's that damn talented.
Well, you don't know her to know
Well,
that.
the people that are around her have informed me that she's not doing it. That's what I'm basing my
Well,
opinion
they tell
on.
me Beyonce lip sings all her songs.
Well,
Now, is that true?
She probably does.
Can she really sing?
Well,
Who's singing
I think,
for her on there?
Okay,
That's true?
my personal opinion, I think she's okay. I think she's highly produced. She is a performer. Is she the world's greatest singer? Would I put her in the same category as Aretha Franklin? Hell no. I think she's highly produced with electronics and effects, as most singers are today. Now, that's my opinion based on my experience and my ear listening to talented people for 50-plus years in the radio and music business.
And what I was trying to say, real quick, and I'm sorry, Carol, I claim not to know Paris Hilton, of course. My point being at the time was the following. there was a time where you saw a string of women, famous or not, trying to get some sort of sexual exploit to advance their careers. And so my point was, that was an ongoing thing. And what about the countless or nameless young women we don't know about who do it to advance themselves?
Mm-hmm. And if the sex tape with Ray J was not that good, then she wasn't even good at sex.
Oh, from what I hear, it was pretty good.
Oh, I thought you said it wasn't good.
I didn't
That's why
say,
they did a second
I don't
tape.
know if they did a second tape. I heard the same thing you heard. I don't know
okay.
that for a fact.
I think I heard.
I
it from
heard
you.
it's very professional. You probably did. I heard it's very professional, but Ray J's quite the man, from what I hear.
Okay. Well, maybe he should have followed up into the porn business.
Yes.
Because otherwise, I mean,
Well,
what
I
is he, a
heard
promoter?
He made quite a bit of money.
What does he do? What, he's a promoter
I
or
don't know.
something?
Type up and see. I've seen him on reality shows, so he must be making something.
Those reality shows.
You know, the world isn't what it used to be.
That's for sure.
And people have to accept that. Music's changed in a lot of ways, and they can make anybody a singer
Yeah, well.
with the stuff they can do, but you do have singers that actually do sing that are out there.
Yeah, handful. Everybody's doing the self-producing.
It's just like the career I have. There's people that do newer stuff than what I do, and I'm getting ready to learn one of those techniques. I thought, why not?
Well, absolutely. You have to stay up with the times.
Oh, my stuff's up with the times, believe me. But
I mean,
I'm saying
just
new
that-
stuff.
yeah.
I don't have a problem learning.
No, and if you did have a problem, you'd be lost in a time tunnel from yesterday.
No, I really wouldn't, because I get clients all the time.
Well, I'm not
I'm very
arguing
good at
that,
what I do.
but-
I've always kept up on stuff. So it's the same thing. It's like when you say they will go in, they'll pay somebody. Sky's been paid big money for private parties to come in and DJ. She don't DJ with those records. She brings her computer. She picks her music, and they like it because she does a lot of oldies but goodies. But she gets paid good for that.
Oh yeah,
Sometimes
DJs are making good money.
So
nowadays.
sometimes they want to look at a pretty face. But there's DJs out there that do sing and that. They don't just sit there and spin the record. They'll have
Right.
a guy, and they work right with them.
Yeah, there's some of them integrate live performances and
You know,
have video
everything moves on.
production. Absolutely. The reason DJs like Afrojack and Calvin Harris and many of the others out there that are making the big bucks is because they are producing a show. It's not just a DJ up there spinning, vinyl or MP3s. It's a visual effect.
Yeah, but
they got
anybody
videos and smoke and fire. And
Okay, but
dances
anybody, when you start out, they didn't start out with all the smoke and the fire.
Well,
they
no.
worked their way to that. So
of course.
that's what happens
Well,
with
that's-
any, whether it be a girl or a guy.
But
they
that's
work
what's
their way
happening
to it.
today, and what I'm suggesting here is that's why Paris Hilton is out there doing it, because on the other side, I mean, I've never seen the talent part of her. She's never impressed me. She's got no ass. She's just kind of
Why
plain
does everybody
looking.
have to have an ass?
Well, but I'm just saying.
It's like I
does
watched
she have
Steve
ass
Harvey's
or
show
not?
last night.
Does
and,
she or not?
I don't really care. She has a great
Answer
little
the
body.
question.
I don't know. I don't look at her ass. I
She
mean,
You
does
didn't say
not.
was staring, just, if you glanced.
I don't look at her ass, but I watched Steve Harvey's show last night.
Okay.
And it's a very good show. And you know what the topic was?
What?
Curvy women.
Right.
You had all these curvy women in the audience. And
Right.
the three that sit up there, one tells you, I'm just a fat woman and I don't care who likes it. And there was one, she's a model. There was another one that's a comedian. She said, I'm just a fat comedian. What they were, and then they had different people coming on. The show was very interesting because you know what it told you? Not everybody likes the same thing.
Of course.
I don't like guys with big old asses, to be honest. It's
Well,
not appealing to me.
Exactly.
And not all those asses out there look that pretty. Some of them are big and fat asses.
Well, that's true.
Not asses.
Everybody
that they
has their
have to-
preference.
Too
Thank
much
you.
ass is too
Thank
much
you.
ass. Yeah.
Thank you.
But never
Not
have no
everybody
ass. Now,
wants
wait a
a
minute.
big ass.
But I don't want no flat ass. That's not appealing to me personally.
Well,
I
a lot
agree.
of people don't want old men either, or old women.
I don't
Why do
give
you
a
want to
damn.
go there for? It was Lee has a personal opinion about what he likes.
And
in terms
I'm
of
giving
his
you
old
my
man stuff.
opinion.
Well, you-
There's nothing
Yeah, I
wrong
know that, but
with
you
not
dig
having
in a
an
little
ass.
bit too deep though at times.
let me go back to my notes here because we know that she likes guys from 40 to 80.
Right. It was 25 to 80, I think.
No, it was 40. I think it was 40.
Okay, 40. Okay.
What, was it 25?
No.
Carol? No? Okay. Here we did. I got it.
Okay, there you go. What
I'm
the
just
notes you
saying
have there?
people put too much
Okay.
on
No young
body.
men.
A lot of times it's personality that counts. I've met guys and
Yeah.
if they don't have a personality, I don't care who they are, what they do for a living, how much money,
Right.
they have to have some kind of personality.
But you
Looks
had
ain't everything. I've dated
Right.
men that are overweight, men that are skinny.
Okay.
I don't care.
Okay.
I really don't, to be honest.
All right, let me go back to my notes here. It says no young men. As
well,
as
I don't
old
know.
as hold on.
I might date a young guy. He might have more
What?
sense than an older one.
Okay, well then you change.
Yeah, I changed.
Okay, so you said 80 years old as long as he is active, physically and
Yeah,
can
he's
get
not-
around.
I don't want him just to sit around all the time.
And your low end was 40. Money does not. He doesn't have to be rich.
No, he doesn't.
He needs to dress well. He can be ugly as hell.
There you go.
We'll date. What's the guy's name? The little guy. The little,
What, Jimbo?
not Jimbo.
The one on Games of Thrones.
Yeah.
A lot of women would.
She will date
Oh,
him.
Peter Dinklage.
Yeah, the Dinklage man. 7 feet is okay. Has to have a car.
Well, if he lives in New York and we live there, he doesn't have to have a car. And it's starting where they don't need to have one
That's right.
here. The
You get
younger generation, a lot of them don't even
Do
drive
a ride
now.
share. Right. Let's see here. Nobody. What? I can't read my own damn handwriting.
Well, let's now.
No.
let's,
Oh, no bodybuilders.
Let's talk about who you two,
Okay.
what they have to be to date you two. Let's see. We know Lee, how they have to have a big butt.
That's right. She's got to look like Chloe. My
Well, anybody
requirements.
can look like Chloe. You just go pay.
Well, see, you know what, Carol? I'm gonna put a muzzle on you in a minute. You see,
No, let's ask you what you like. What age do they have to be?
alive,
Since you want to put me on this, see,
alive.
you don't want to answer it.
No, I did. It doesn't matter to me. Oh, okay. I would not date if I was on the dating scene. I would not date any woman below the age of probably 45-ish.
Well, then Chloe's out.
That's my fantasy woman.
Oh.
Come on, don't. Why you wanted to just
Well, I'm doing
suck
you like
all
you did me.
all the oxygen out of my fantasy? You know, I knew it's a snowball chance in hell for me to even meet Chloe,
You know,
because I
this-
wouldn't go out of my way
You
to
know,
do
the
that.
sad thing is
What?
we as people base too much on looks.
But it ain't about
And
looks.
it
I
isn't
like
about
I like her
looks.
attitude. Even I like the cockiness and the arrogance of her.
It
and
isn't always
all
about
that.
looks. It's
Right,
the
but it
person.
helps. It helps.
I have friends that are overweight. And believe me, the men love them.
Some men do.
I have friends
some women
that
like
are
big
super
girls.
skinny, and men love them. There's always a man or a woman for somebody out
Wait,
there.
speaking of big girls, where is Laura? Is she in the room? Let me go to the room here. Because she ran away yesterday. She didn't even come into the room, if I remember correctly,
That's right.
because she knew I had questions for her. So she ran like a runaway child running wild. But you better come on back home where you belong.
I mean, I'm curious, what are all these people going to do when big butts aren't in? Because everything's a fad.
Butts will always be in.
What will they do?
It'll
Not
always
some
be
of
in.
these
Not gonna
ones
go
that
away.
are in right now.
No, they ain't going nowhere.
I
Out
myself,
of style.
I don't like a guy with
One of the
big
hottest
balls.
women of all time was Marilyn Monroe. She was not skinny. Right?
That's right.
That's right. She had a little
Very
boom
voluptuous,
shakalaka.
as they.
That's right.
Voluptuous, he would say.
That's right. So that's been popular for a long time. It ain't new. It's just being exploited.
Well, look at the paintings from, back earlier in the days, of Rembrandt.
I
and,
don't know. I go to the beach walking and
You would see big women being painted back then. You see any skinny
That's
women.
no,
right.
I
You
don't.
saw
I
very big,
don't. I'm
voluptuous
not
women.
saying big. I feel bad when people typecast women. That's why I enjoyed Steve Harvey's show. There were some beautiful women on that show, and I love how they talked and how they felt about themselves. And they were talking about how designers don't want to make clothes, a lot of them, the big designers for bigger women. But the average size
It's $1 billion industry
in the
now.
United States is from a 14 to a 16 now, they said. That's
right.
the average size of a woman.
Right.
Right. And you have to cater to that market. I mean, I watch television
But a
like
lot of
anybody
them
else. You
don't
see
want
commercials
cater
of
to it.
catering. Well, I'm saying, well, for example, I've seen a commercial cater to plus size women. In fact, they can order online and they get their outfits mailed to them on a monthly basis. So,
That's right.
of course, it's out there. So it's just a matter of
Well, they
who
do
you
the
cater
same
to.
thing to men, though. They
Oh yeah,
don't
no. I'm
cater.
just saying about the example of plus size women.
Yeah.
I know they do it for men
No,
too.
they
Yes,
had
absolutely.
a designer there, and he talked about that, and he does very well. He makes a lot of money. He said, but a lot of his designer friends don't. But there's a lot of people can't wear the clothes they design. But see, Europe has changed now. Any model has to weigh over a certain amount or she cannot model out there. It's against the law now.
Oh, that keeps the models from going bulimic.
Yes, and just being too skinny.
So,
It's nice to see average size models.
well, yeah, because you know why? It reflects the majority of the people in the world. The majority of the people in
You
the
know,
world
I
don't look
actually
like
liked
models.
Kendall Jenner, but now that she's starting to do all this stuff, it'll change her.
Well, that's by design.
She's not real thin, and she's tall and that, but it just needs to stop. Too much is placed on
Is she
what
still
someone
dating the
looks
rapper
like.
guy?
I don't know who she dates.
Carol, you got to know all these things. You know?
No, I hear it from young people.
Yeah, well, you got to stay on top of it because you're our go-to celebrity insider.
No, it's not that. I work with celebrities, and
Yeah, well-
sometimes people give celebrities a bad break and say things that's not true.
Well, that comes with the territory. What do you guys think about the game between the Golden State Warriors and those boys from Cleveland? Some people are thinking that Cleveland's going to come back and win it. Is that possible?
It's possible. They've done it before. It's the third year that Golden State and Cleveland going against each other. So I would never rule out Cleveland. It will go about 6 games, but the difference with Golden State now is they have Kevin Durant. And people beefing on Kevin Durant for leaving in OKC to go to the team that beat him in the playoffs. And I'm like, look, the man's not, he's not out here doing wrong. You know what I'm saying? I think some people get a bad rap for just a business decision. And so he goes to Kevin goes to Golden State. He's in the finals now. So he accomplished what he wants to do. He wants to get a championship ring. But I'm going for Golden State. Of course, they're leading 2-0 right now. The third game's tonight.
Yep.
And I do not rule out a LeBron James. It's just that there are times where he just really pisses me off as a fan because, dude, you're the best player in the league right now. You're 6'8", 265 solid, probably no body fat, probably 1% of that. You don't need to flop. So when you get a bad call, you flop and perform and fall your ass down the court. You don't need to do that.
Well,
You just don't. You're going to get the call. You're the man, so don't worry about it. But I don't rule out Cleveland. If any team come back from a 2-0 deficit, it will be Cleveland.
we're going to see. You know, I think that Golden State is a great team.
They are.
I think they have the stamina and the desire to win. And I think that, you know, it's showtime at the Apollo. It's all on Cleveland. They've got to make it work.
That's right. Yeah, you know, like I said before, they'll do something. But if Golden State is able to steal one in Cleveland, then it's lights out. They can forget it.
Yeah. Now they're in Cleveland tonight.
Yes.
Well, this is it. This ain't
Yeah.
no drill. This is the real deal. But you know what?
Exactly.
I'm not a fan of either team, but I'm leaning towards Golden State only because
Yeah,
I'm
me
not
too.
a LeBron fan at all. I don't like nothing about him, really. He's okay. I respect the fact that he's been a player, but I think I don't know. It's just something about his character that I'm not feeling.
Yeah, we had this conversation on the other show I do for Cool Out Radio on WVMN this past Sunday, and that conversation came up to play because when we were on the air that night, I mentioned the Golden State Warriors won, and so the rest of us in the room were split Some of us for Golden State, some of us for Cleveland. And so Johanna, who's on this reality show, Bringing Up Ballers, her son is one of the best players in the nation right now. She's on the show with us, right, one of our new co-hosts, and she was getting into the fact about LeBron being this good player and he's great and he does charity work. I don't doubt his things off the court. I mean, what's the recent movie that came out with Denzel Washington? Fences. Fences was produced by LeBron James.
Is
he
that
had
right?
a movie go back and check it out. When you see Braun, that's LeBron James, his brand for movies.
All right, that's good.
So that's good stuff. I don't knock on that. That's fantastic. Yeah, exactly right. But like you, something about the dude on court that kind of bothers me. I don't hate his game. It's just that dude, like I said before about the flopping, you don't need to do stuff like that. That's, if anything about LeBron as a fan to player, you don't need to flop. It's just that really gets on my nerve. I mean, he just might as well, but it's probably why he likes acting. He probably just go into acting, dude.
Now, when you say he flopped, you mean he lost?
Oh yeah. Okay. For example, if he has the ball,
Yeah.
and okay, take it back. He's on defense.
Okay.
And another player has the ball, and he's coming up court, and say the guy runs into him, he'll draw back and fall on the ground like Godzilla.
Oh, faking.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what we call flopping.
Yeah.
So some people do that, of course, just to get the call. I mean, that's
Right.
been doing it for a long time, no secret. But
Yeah.
his is so just obvious.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't like that either.
No, I mean the way he flaps his arms like he ready get ready to take flight. I mean, dude, just don't worry about it. Exactly right. What he does, he mans up. He takes over games. I've seen him do it, dude. He has like, it's a 48-minute game. He plays like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
So he's in there, but that flopping has to stop, man. But who am I? I hate that.
Right. What's up, Motorboat? Alpha.
I guess that's me.
Yeah, you sound like a motorboat. What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Yeah. I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing
Yeah?
pretty good. You all are iffing and on about the game tonight.
Yeah. Who you got?
Think about one thing. I got Golden State.
Okay.
I initially thought that Cleveland could give them a run for their money. But the addition of Kevin Durant has added, I would say, some nitro gas to that offense. They scored 66 points in the first half of Game 2.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there saying, well, let's see how many points can they keep up this pace. And can they scored 66 points in the second half. To win 132 to 106, Cleveland cannot score at their rate. Unless everybody's just having a bad night, Cleveland can win. That's what it's going to take.
And I don't think that's going to happen. You got too many great players on the Golden State bench. They got a deep bench.
Cleveland defense. Cleveland has one of the better defenses, but it's not going to matter. As the little girl said in Aliens, it's not going to matter.
It's just not going to matter.
But I'm telling you, like Alpha just said, and I said earlier, KD, Kevin Durant, is the X factor. This dude is like 6'11", silky smooth. I mean, with the wingspan, he's like 7'6", man. This dude's all over the place.
Yeah.
Has great defensive skills. He takes over games. I mean, and he's like a man possessed. He's on a mission to get the ring, and I ain't mad at him. And I think really, I'm going to go out on a limb, but I really believe it. I think Golden State really get the championship. And hey, man, do it. Just keep on doing what you're doing.
Now, how many times have they won?
They've won one, but they've been to the finals like 3 times in a row now, including the championship. So they won one championship.
Well, if you count the one with Rick Barry long ago.
Well, we don't count that one. If you want to. If you want to.
Well, you count everybody's ring.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't
You
just
got
count a ring.
Yeah, a ring is a ring.
No, I'll take it. You know,
yeah.
you mentioned about Rick Barry. The average Thundercat nowadays, he's gonna look at you like he's cross-eyed.
Let him look.
What are you
Don't know
saying,
what you
man?
don't know.
You say he's cross-eyed.
No, I said somebody look at you like once again
Oh,
when you convey language to somebody younger than you,
Yeah.
they get cross-eyed. I don't know if they're cross-eyed from the beginning. I'm just saying they look at you like you're cross-eyed.
You know, that might be an advantage if you're a little cross-eyed. You see two baskets, you just shoot at both of them.
Help.
You know, you got two shots.
You know what? That reminds me of that scene from what was it, Tombstone? Everybody knows,
Yeah.
of course, you follow the movie Tombstone. Val Kilmer, Doc Holliday. But man was drunk and he's out in the street and he has two guns. He's got to talk to this one guy. I got two guns, one bullet for each of you.
Right. There you go.
Right.
So, that's how you do that. All right. So what's the president doing that's still crazy as hell? I haven't followed him in the last 24 hours. So we'll spend 3 minutes, 3 minutes on your president, that man that hijacked the office.
I've been following the Comey situation, but we could yield to Alpha on 45 if you like.
And we know Alpha ain't got nothing good to say.
Well,
That's
didn't
why
he
it's only
pick
been
somebody
3
for
minutes.
something yesterday nominated?
I don't know. I missed that. Let me pull up some news here.
I'm pretty sure he did. And I know him and Jeff Sessions aren't getting along.
I wonder why.
Jeff Sessions has offered to resign.
Well, you know why? Because there's a
Good.
fire at his feet, too. He knew what the hell was going on with these Russians. He knew. He had to have known. I believe that Jeff, Flynn, Ryan, Trump, McConnell, and probably 4 or 5, and the son-in-law, Bannon. See, Bannon is the poison pill. Bannon is the meanest, nastiest, corrupt son of a gun in the whole group. And they bought into his craziness. My gut tells me that because Bannon is a leaker himself, he leaks so much he pisses on himself, okay? He's got pee rings in his pants. He leaks so much.
What's pee rings?
Pee rings. When you piss on yourself, you got to...
Oh, you mean spots?
Yeah, spots. No, he's beyond spotting. He has piss rings. He's the leaker of all leakers. So listen. So here's my point on this. This is how I see it. All of these corrupt guys knew. They had to have known because they knew that they had to do something unbelievable to beat Hillary. Hillary was going to win this if it was not for the negative press about the server, the email server, the Russians, the crooked Hillary. They did a massive, very well planned, strategic destroy the credibility of this candidate. That's how they won. Not that they had a great positive message that was good for America. No, it was all about hate and destroy the credibility of the opponent. Now, that works. We all know that. But that's a play from the Republican playbook that's worked often. So it's nothing different except the real underbelly, mean, nasty, corrupt stuff that they were doing. Alpha has talked about it numerous times, how they went in and pulled people off the voting roll, okay, across the country. In all of the key states, the surprise states that lost, everybody was going, what? Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania? Freaking possible. No way. North Carolina, West Virginia, Ohio, they were tumbling like dominoes.
Not if you purge people of color off the roll.
Well, that's the whole point. So there was a lot of corruption and stuff going that we couldn't see. And I'll say this, the Democrats were sleeping at the wheel, because if they didn't know, shame on you. If you did know and you didn't do anything about it, which you didn't, that should have been the biggest cry of all time. Hey, look at what they're doing over here. This is not right. Look at they're taking people off the voting rolls. That should have overshadowed anything, all of this crazy shit that Donald Trump was doing. The truth always prevails. So if the Democrats didn't know about the Russians getting involved, if they didn't know that the voting rolls were being purged all around the country, then you were sleeping at the wheel. You deserved the ass whipping. But this was not a fair win. It was not a clean election, and I think it should be recalled, repealed, deleted, start over, period. I'm beyond getting Trump out of the office via impeachment. No, this election was wrong. We cannot sit here and say this was a valid election. No. You can say it because he won the Electoral College, and that's been validated. But how he won it is the problem.
Well, the reason they didn't know about it, Lee, is because Chris Kobach in Kansas, Secretary of State in Kansas, had this list. And it was a secret list that he circulated amongst the Republican Secretary of States in Michigan, Ohio, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania. All of these states, Florida, North Carolina, all of these states have Republican Secretary of States.
Well, there you go.
It wasn't until Greg Class got a copy of this list that he found out that 500,000 were purged from the rolls in Detroit and in Flint, in Michigan. He won by 11,000 votes.
Yep.
In Wisconsin, he won by 23,000. They purged over 200,000 people of color. And Ohio and Pennsylvania, same deal. At some point, there should have been a reckoning of an illegal election fraud, not voter fraud, election fraud.
That's right.
And when you talk about Russia, and now we found out that they did hack into the each state's election files, there's no way we should be counting votes with the
That's my point.
machines that are hacked.
Until you go through every vote and see how they may have been tampered, then how can we validate that this was a fair, clean election? There's too many questions out there about this. A foreign country had access to our voter information, whether it was before or after. It's too many questions on that. That's my concern. And yeah, okay, we're doing an investigation now, but is this investigation looking at the wrong, or all of the pieces that need to be looked at?
Well, they're saying a lot of the FBI people won't answer.
Won't answer what?
Give answers that he messed with. They won't say anything.
Well, they can't. They can't answer it. Not publicly.
Well, they
Not
have
while
them
there's an
where
active
they're
investigation.
questioning them right now.
No.
Yeah, and they were saying they won't.
Conley's
Conley's only going to say so much.
They stonewalled the hell out of the American people
Yeah.
this morning. When I say stonewall, I mean stonewall. It's not executive privilege, but you can't answer it. And each and every last one of them sat there. All four of them sat there. And there were so many questions that they refused to answer.
Yeah, that's what's going on.
Well, that's when waterboarding is appropriate.
Oh, Jesus.
Pulling fingernails. Leeches on your balls.
Leeches.
Leeches. I'll make a sucker spit up, okay?
Oh, man. You talk about no more blood flow.
No kind of flow.
None.
Cut the flow off. I mean, really, come on. You're going to sit there and say, no, I take the fifth. I refuse to answer this. You know what? You need a punch upside the head. You're going to answer my question.
Well, let me ask this
That's
question.
obstruction of justice.
And you're absolutely correct.
And Chris, if they call you in to testify and you try that stuff, what kind of cigarettes you smoke? You chew bubble gum? What can I bring you, brother? I got you. Don't worry. You know, I'll sneak a cell phone in, and you can still do the show.
It's like I come to visit Chris Bass. I'm sorry, sir. He's under the jail.
Under the jail. He has not seen sunlight in 6 months. Okay, and
exactly.
No time soon.
And we put leeches on his balls.
Right. When he start talking, then he can start walking. But till
exactly.
then, no
dice.
No dice.
Oh, man. Well, that's this question. Go around the table, and I'll start with Carol. The Showtime is going to produce the Putin interviews starting on June 12th. It's a 4-night event. Oliver Stone's producing it. Oliver Stone is asking questions to Vladimir Putin. Carol, would you watch that?
Yeah.
Well, I guess, why would you watch it?
We got a straight answer.
I just want to hear what he's going to say.
Okay. Lee?
I probably would, but I've got a preconceived idea of what's going to come out of it. It's going to be bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say bullshit. I said bullshit.
Right. There's a difference.
Yeah, it's a slight difference, yes. But I think he will say very little. We'll hear a little arrogance because he is. He's cocky and arrogant. But is he going to say, yeah, we did it. Yeah, we hacked into their shit. We know everything about you. Yeah, Trump is working with us. He has been for 5 years. Do you think he's going to say that?
Oh, no, of course not.
Yeah. He's going to say, no, we didn't tamper. We didn't tap into that. No, we don't do that. They're going to deny. Alpha, right. How's that saying go? Deny everything and what? Did he fall asleep?
He'll be back.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't think we're going to get much out of it. It'll be all show.
Yeah. I'll ask him. I don't really know what his answer is. But I just want to ask the table because, as you know, it's hype. And it's a hype machine. I've seen the trailers for it. And all it is, of course, how they build up this big dramatic production, this 4-night event starting June 12th to 15th, the Putin interviews. And, you ask the question, once again, he's not going to answer it, but it's just the fact that you go for the hype.
You got him to commit to doing the interview.
Right, exactly.
But is there anything miraculous going to come out of it?
Oh, no, of course not.
I doubt it. I really doubt it.
Yeah, but, the timing is good. Because of all the talk about Russia, so there you go.
Exactly. So we haven't heard much about North Korea, have we? They've been kind of quiet.
No, I haven't recently, no.
I think they're waiting for another shipment of rockets to come from China to do another fake test.
I think China has pulled off something from them.
Yeah?
Yep.
Wink, wink. I don't know. 3 senior FBI officials can vouch for Comey's story about Trump. There's a headline that just came up on my device here. So that's, I guess, a support in giving credibility to what Comey is saying.
Yeah, that's right. Comey don't play that.
I knew somebody was going to say that.
Yeah.
Comey don't play that. You know what? Comey was not well respected by Democrats when he was doing all this email investigation. And
right, that's true.
And see what he did, too, right before the election when he says, well, we're opening up this case again, and we think we found something. And then, the day before the election, April Fool. Yeah, we didn't find anything. There was nothing there. I thought that was very uncool.
No,
The
you're
timing.
right. It was. Yeah.
Do you think he just felt compelled to dig, or was he a part of the hidden agenda?
Well, my guess is he was trying to serve the president. He was trying to, not the president, but serve him because there was an alliance. I think that, he probably saw maybe a future position with this man. And so you do what you can to align yourself, how strange bedfellows are. And he just did the task accordingly. But I think at the same time, it goes back to what Trump said about your loyalty and, pay homage to me and kiss the ring and stuff like that. And I think maybe Comey had a altar call moment or something happened in the timeline where he realized, well, I don't know, maybe in this conversation a little bit too much for me. And as you know, he took strategic details and made notes right after the meeting between him and 45. So what we're going to see tomorrow is a lot of, I would guess, a lot of things we always suspected about 45. And I think Comey's somebody you shouldn't play with. I think he's one of those people that, hey, you hit me back, I hit you back harder. That's how he strikes me and how he comports himself. And once again, this dude don't play. This dude's 6'8". I mean, I didn't know he was that tall. Until I saw some of the footage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That means he's just got father to hit his head when he falls. That's all that means. That's all that means. Look,
the taller they come, the harder they fall.
Comey knew when he didn't indict Hillary Clinton. Do you remember the vitriol he got from Trump and the right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can't say that he thought he was going to become some type of strategic alliance with this man. Trump hated him from the beginning when he didn't indict Hillary Clinton. Now, the reason he came up with these emails was because of the pressure from the right.
Yep.
They basically pressured him. And if you were going to take pressure from them like that, without saying anything to them, when he revealed that it would be reopened, he should have also revealed that Trump was being aided. We were investigating the collusion of Donald Trump and the Russians.
Right.
And here's the deal. Here's the bottom line. Mueller, who is the prosecutor in charge, the special prosecutor,
Yep.
can subpoena his taxes. Now, that's the bottom line.
Mm-hmm.
This new guy that he just hired for the FBI is the guy that kept Christie out of jail on the bridge gate. When Christie was guilty as I am with a cheeseburger. Okay? He kept Christie out of jail. And that's not the only problem with this guy. He works at a law firm. This law firm has defended Russia, has ties to Russia.
Right.
And I don't know what the hell the rest of the country's thinking about when they talk about how she's a straight shooter and his credibility this and his credibility that. He reeks of foul play. Just like Christie reeks with other things, foul play and fat laughs,
Mm-hmm.
At some point, you got to quit beating around the bush with this. You have to quit beating around the bush because now that these four guys stonewalled this committee because they were in a public venue,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll only talk about it behind closed doors. You know what? They couldn't hold him in contempt of nothing. But if they weren't willing to say the simplest things like, did he ask you to shut it down? That had nothing to do with executive privilege. That had absolutely nothing to do with it. And they were unwilling to answer that. I'm not ready to answer that at this time.
Well, give us a time, sir, when you're ready to answer that.
Never worry, okay? They'll answer it in never worry.
Well, let me go back to my point about strategic alliances. Now, breaking news right now, the quote unquote on CNN is saying that Comey said Trump mentioned about, I need your loyalty, I need your support, blah, blah, blah. It's obvious Trump wanted something from him, meaning Comey.
Yeah.
So he wanted to have something to, is that the classic, keep your enemies closer. Now, he may not like him. He may hate his all-out guts. Regardless how 6'8" he falls on the floor, I don't give a damn about that. My point being is that if someone like Trump needed him to keep close to the vest and not leak, he's going to do whatever it takes to have him come on his side.
Right.
A lot of people don't like that you work with as long as they do the job effectively.
Well, he knew
so
Comey,
something happened in that meeting. Go ahead.
He knew Comey had some dirt on him. And he said,
Right.
hey, man, I need you to be loyal to me. You need to be loyal to this office. Because, if you're not loyal, then you're damaging. You're a threat.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So
It's about
that's
to be
what that
one,
was
right.
all about. That's some old street stuff right there.
That's obstruction of justice.
It is.
By any.
Of course it is.
Give it a new name. Try to give it a new name. You cannot.
No, it's straight up obstruction
That's
of
right.
justice. No question about it. So he was asking him to do something that Comey was not comfortable with. And Comey said, hey, homie, don't play that. And so he came back again and put some more pressure on him. And he said, no, you ain't going to play ball with me. You're fired. He thinks that's the answer to everything. Now, I can get rid of you, and then you can't hurt me. No.
Right.
Not in the government world, bro.
This is not The Apprentice.
No. This ain't a TV
It's
show.
not a reality show.
No.
Right, exactly.
Well, I think Mueller should subpoena his taxes. Even if you don't make them public, except to the Senate Intelligence Committee, stay illegal.
But listen. The Internal Revenue knows what his taxes are all about. Otherwise, why are they doing an audit? And is it still in play? Or is the audit over and he's just still not giving out the information?
They're not doing a damn audit anymore. If they ever were, he never produced anything that said he was under audit. Never. So
Alpha, I'm sorry, real quick. You stepped away from the mic a little bit when I asked the question. I mentioned before about Showtime having this produced Putin interviews by Oliver Stone starting on June 12th, a 4-day event. Would you watch that?
No,
And why not?
because he's just a damnable liar. Why would he tell the truth? Why would he say anything that's going to alter his image as he sees it? And he can say nothing that's going to alter my image as I see him. So to me, it's got to be somebody hidden, kicking somebody in the mouth somewhere, or throwing a baseball, or shooting a basketball, or swinging a hockey stick someplace, rather than watch Putin and his smug, arrogant.
Yeah, you got that right.
Arrogant. If you were in my country, I'd kill you. I mean, come on. He's killing the press. He's murdering his rivals. Give me a break. He's trumping up charges on his election challengers. The man he's a total fascist.
What a solution to Putin and the little mental midget over in North Korea.
There is no solution to the mental midget.
Oh yeah, it is. Absolutely.
No.
No.
Okay.
See,
All right.
you.
When the solutions show up, you let me know.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now. Simultaneously, you launch Tomahawk missiles straight to the head of both of them. Hit them both at the same time. Done. Over and out. Because both countries are suffering economically. Probably North Korea worse than Russia. And I think it would topple the government immediately. You can't tell me that there's a person in North Korea that would be able to step up and carry on the idiotic positions that they have taken. I think these guys will throw their hands up in the air and say, let's get this over with. South Korea, here we come.
No.
And the same thing in Russia.
No.
Absolutely. Take them both out. And we got a president that talks this tough shit. When are you going to do it, dude?
You don't want him to do it. You really don't.
No, I don't, but I'm saying that's the real solution.
It'll start World War III.
Nah.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will.
People will be dancing in the streets all over the
I don't think
world.
so.
Who's gonna?
Have you looked at the Korean army? Have you looked at those people?
So what? They're poor. They don't have the resources.
You think he ain't ready to put something? You put something there.
You take him out.
Put something.
You think those people really love him?
It's not the people, Lee. It's not the people. The people are scared shitless.
It's fear.
This man.
But he's dead. He would be dead.
How do you know that?
Okay,
if you hit him with a tomahawk missile,
let's say
he's done.
Dead, Lee. Let's say he's dead.
Right.
Do you really believe that this little pudgy kid is running that country? Hell no.
Well, that's the outside appearance.
Okay. So appearance don't run jack. Those older generals are running the country. How many U.S. soldiers are in South Korea?
20-some thousand, I think.
I thought it was at least 30-something.
Yeah, 30,000, something in that range.
Seoul, South Korea is less than 15 minutes away from reach of a bombardment. He can bombard Seoul, South Korea, and that entire area in 15 minutes.
Right.
Not just with the artillery, but the artillery are armed with chemical, all types of contagions. You're looking at a strike that will kill over 20 million people. Just that right there at the end. Then after that, I mean, let's face it, if you're willing to sacrifice 35,000 American troops along with 19 million something South Koreans, let's do it.
I don't know, and I understand your point on that, but I'm not sure that these. Well, see, you just put another angle on it. I was thinking that these generals really are not in true support of him.
No.
But if you're saying that these are the guys that they are the Wizard of Oz, the guys behind the curtain, he's just the face. Then then I'll retract what I'm saying, because I've never thought that was the case. If that is the case, you're right. You're right.
Whose face do you always see? Kim Jong-un, or whatever the hell his name is. So that's the face you always see.
Right.
The people have been indoctrinated from childhood. You're on another generation, not his father's generation. Those people are old and they don't give a damn.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have no dams to give, and nobody to give them to. You're talking a new generation that's grown up, indoctrinated. That's like you telling the people, coming into the black community and telling the people that the Bible's no good, and going into their church and saying the Bible's no good.
But if you're poor, you're living below living standards, and there's no hope that things are going to get better under this regime, and the world is clamping down on you more and more with all kind of sanctions, where's the hope? Why do you believe and trust and praise this guy that's in leadership?
First of all, the people do not understand and do not know. Not all of them, because there's still some type of radio free whatever or computer or whatever that gets through.
Blocking.
But 99% of the people are true believers.
So you don't think we would see the same that we saw in Iraq in other countries
Hell
when
no.
those leaders
Hell
were taken
no.
out.
Hell no.
I think it made it worse in Iraq.
Of course, it made it worse in Iraq. They took the referee out of the game in Iraq. Now you got Shia and Sunnis fighting each other. Now, what the Bush administration did was they went in and sided with the Shia. The Shia turned around and sent the death panels after the Sunni. We turned around and paid the Sunni not to kill us until they call it the what? What do they call it? The turnaround in the war. The Sunni uprising.
Right.
The Sunni uprising was nothing more than monetary funds being paid to the Sunnis not to kill Americans. And they turned on the Shia and started fighting the Shia along with the Americans. So, when Bush melded the government together and he thought that, I forget the guy's name, that he put in charge of the government. He was a Shia.
Right.
Instead of him bringing everybody in, he left the Sunnis out.
Yep.
And began to murder them and destroy their neighborhood. And what did they do? They ran off to Saudi Arabia and did what? They became ISIS. Now, as far as peace, hell no, it'll never happen. It will never happen. So you got two religiously anchored groups of people fighting one another
Right.
over the soul of a religion. And neither one of them will ever give up. They will fight forever.
That's a shame. It's a
Is that all
shame.
you got to say? That's a shame.
It is. It is a shame because at the bottom line of that, they don't love themselves, and there's no way they're going to bring peace together doing it this
They
way.
don't give a damn about peace.
You know,
Their
when I
peace
was
is their rule.
when I was out there, people really blamed Bush and them for all of this. They
Well,
said they
it's-
should have left their leader alone, Saddam. They said they were guarding the oil wells. He had soldiers there. So they caused all this to me.
Well, you're right.
And I mean, it's really sad. I don't know if you guys look at stuff, but I put up a thing from Facebook yesterday. It's very sad in Iraq. I think it's Moscow. There was so many people killed yesterday there.
Yeah,
and to
in
watch
Mosul,
these
yeah.
poor families running and crying because their kid was shot in the head, they purposely went when they knew that Iraqi soldiers were coming to put them out of there. They purposely started shooting kids, and it was sad watching these people cry because their son was shot in the head or their brother. I mean, and we're headed that way if we don't get this man out of office because the whole world's hating us. I read something Canada said now that they basically, people are pulling away from us. We need allies.
Who
We ain't that
benefits?
powerful.
Who benefits from the wedge between us and our allies? Russia. Mother Russia, they will be the beneficiaries. Period. They want to pry Europe away from NATO. Putin is a head of the KGB, former head of the KGB. He still is head of the KGB, believe it.
And I think Trump's his puppet.
Trump is his tool because he knows Trump's a damn fool. And giving Trump the money when he bankrupt and no American bank would lend to him, Russia was very willing to lend to him. The bank that Kushner went to head of the banker, he's a graduate from spy school that Putin put in place at the bank. The bank is his slush fund that he used to finance the Olympics a few years back. I mean, this is not, for the people in the intelligence community, they know this. And a lot of them, I mean, they just can't say it. And that's what's wrong with this. That's what's wrong with this entire thing. Donald Trump has to be demonized and vilified forever. The Republican Party is more akin with the Confederate Army at this point than they are Americans. You don't speak about them without using the term illegitimate traitor. You don't speak about Republicans without using the term Confederate traitors, because that's exactly what they are. US be damned. They don't give a damn. It's party over country every time.
People are asking where Lee went. I don't know where he went.
These are
Man, you go use the bathroom?
If he is, he's talking.
Oh, you could do both at the same time. That's all right.
Yeah. There's too much going on. It stresses me when I see all those innocent people killed.
Well, Carol, think about this. I
mean, when you see little kids crying because they don't know where their dad is, or
the first casualty of war is innocence.
Yeah.
And the truth. And that's what you see there. And that's what you will continue to see wherever conflict raises its ugly head. Whenever the two sides start shooting at one another, they'll start shooting innocents.
You know, it's funny though. I've become very conscious of my surroundings. When I was getting ready to get out of the car, I seen this guy walking really strange, and he had something strapped to the front of him. The first thing I thought, should I back up the car and leave? Because you know, you see all these things happening, and it's scary. It's scary. But it was weird the way he had this thing strapped on the front of him. So my imagination really drifted, because I stayed there, and he walked down further and further, and I was waiting to see if something was going to blow up. But you're aware of your surroundings. I know I am lately.
Well, if he had something that would blow up and you thought you were safe sitting there in your car, it's called shrapnel.
No, I didn't feel. I started to leave. I actually started the car back up. But instead, my curiosity got the best of me. I sat and watched him, and he just kept walking, but he was really strange. You know, you don't know what's out there now. You don't know who you can trust. I mean, it used to be, for some reason, young people would never beat up on an older person, but they don't care anymore. I know growing up, I was always taught to respect older people, but kids are heartless. A lot of them are. They're heartless.
No, you're definitely right about that. I mean, for example, you watch social media, so I'm on Facebook, and someone posted this picture, and the person said that this person was a friend of theirs, and they were recording out, just having a nice time, and I guess him or her friend happened to be mentally challenged, and these kids start teasing him, and one of them takes a swipe and hits him square in his jaw. Just for no reason.
Yeah.
For their delight and for their pleasure, and it's all recorded. And I really think, and that is the antithesis of some of these kids out here, because they just don't give a damn.
Yeah,
they don't care, and you're not raised to respect people.
No, it's scary. Look at the little black girl, I think, in school in Texas. And they started calling her, she's their slave, and pretending they were whipping her. And this has gone on a lot. They did nothing to those kids. Now, see, when my kids were growing up, I took care of that. You didn't do something to the kids, well, then I'll handle it. And
Right.
I could bring my kids on, and they would tell you, I'm telling you the truth. I did not play. You don't touch my kids. I had no problem slapping someone else's kid.
Right, and you should be commended for that, absolutely.
I mean, I had them come to my house to try to mess with my daughter, and that was a big mistake. So, but I just see it's even worse now. It's horrible. Every day you're seeing, and then this woman that's supposed to be running the schools, did you see her yesterday with the one guy? She didn't want to answer. Was she going to make sure kids that were disabled, or kids that have certain religions, or gay kids, are they going to be protected? She's basically was saying no. She wouldn't answer it. Refused to answer it. Did you see that, Elpo?
Yes, I did. And she's not going to answer. You know why? Because nobody has the teeth to make her answer it. And then if she answered and she can lie about it, nobody has the teeth to do anything about that.
Well, the one guy went at her. He wouldn't stop, and she still wouldn't answer it. She was really. It
Okay.
was.
So he got agitated.
Yeah,
and
he did.
He increased his aggression increased, and she still wouldn't answer.
No,
because
she wouldn't.
She didn't.
Actually, didn't she say that wasn't her job? That's someone else's. She said
Well,
something.
she hid behind the federal law. Whatever the federal law is, blah blah blah. You know, at some point, you have to be able to deal with the wordsmithing of the people in the legal realm, and they're all in the legal realm. This woman has never sent a child to a public school, the whole 9 yards. The only thing she has on her resume is that her people, her parents, her family are billionaires, and she's had the jaundiced eye on public education for 3 decades, and she's finally in a position where she can destroy it.
But you know, what does she know about public education?
It don't matter. It don't matter what she knows. I'm telling you what she's about to do.
Oh, she scares me. She's a trip.
Who are we talking about? I had to step away to get some coffee. Who?
Betsy DeVos.
Oh.
The head of education.
Yeah.
She don't have to. There will be no repercussion and ramifications about anything she does.
Oh, it's getting worse and worse out here. There was a guy arguing with another guy, and he killed this black man. They went back on his life. He had killed someone else before, got away with it, this white guy. And he had stabbed other people. Now, if they had locked this man up, this black guy would be alive. I think the guy was like 20-something, 30-something, and the man was 50-something. They were arguing about politics, and he stabbed the guy and killed him.
Exactly.
And he'll probably walk from this one, too.
Yeah,
Let's
but
hope
see,
not.
when he walked from the first one, that's when there should have been street justice.
Thank you.
I am all about law abiding. But when you get situations like these, police shooting unarmed people of color, I mean, it's time to shoot back. Period. I don't give a damn. I know and have as many police friends as anybody that I know. But damn. Just damn.
What was the outcome?
At some point.
Well, the guy in Portland that killed those two men, read his record. It'll blow your mind. He shouldn't even been out. He the day before he messed with people. But they have pictures of him walking with a bat when people are protesting. The man was crazy. Why did you not put this guy in jail? Is it because he was Caucasian? I can't figure it out.
What was the outcome of the police shooting of the little 12-year-old boy in Ohio?
They fired the police officer. They've just fired the police officer who shot him for falsifying his application. He got away with shooting and killing an unarmed 12-year-old because he thought a toy gun was a real gun. And when you pulled that car up, that car didn't even get a chance to come to a full stop.
Right.
He was out and he shot and killed that child.
That's right.
In 1.8 seconds.
That's right. It looked like a movie.
How did you have time to fear for your life?
Exactly.
And that's what I mean. Folks like him, hunt them down. Hunt them down. When you find people like this dead, the boy in Ferguson, hunt him down. Hunt him down.
That was a shame, man. That 12-year-old in Ohio, that really broke my heart.
What about the guy? What about the guy in the Ohio Walmart that was talking on the phone, had to butt into BB gun in his hand, and he was leaning on it.
Yeah.
The tip was on the floor. He's leaning on it.
Right.
They shot and killed him from the other end of the aisle.
Right.
They weren't even in the camera. They weren't even in the picture.
What was the outcome of the guy? What was it in Wisconsin? He was sitting in the car. He told the officer he had a firearm and had the appropriate.
No, that was in Minnesota.
Minnesota.
In Minnesota. They're not charging him. They got away with it. It's time to shoot.
That
back.
case is complete?
That they are not charging him. It's time. That's why I say it's time to shoot back.
Well,
When they shot and killed the 5 officers in Texas, they wanted to talk about it. When it come to find out that one of the officers had the tattoos of the white supremacist movement on his arm, on his hand, he had a white bar cross, iron cross, on his ring finger, on his hand. Dallas is hot. They wear short sleeve shirts. Are you telling me that nobody
knew? Yeah.
No one saw these tattoos? And when the 2006 report from the FBI says the Klan has infiltrated law enforcement, the judiciary, and politics,
That's true.
what the hell? You got to start. At some point, there will be a group that's begin, especially the young people. There will be a group of people who will begin to shoot back. And what have you had? You got them sitting in the squad car. Somebody slides up around behind them and starts shooting into the car.
Well,
Now,
I think they had projected and they saw into the future that this was going to be a kind of a retaliation, if you will, from the public. That's why many police departments around America, especially in urban areas, have military type weapons and vehicles to combat that.
You can have all the military type weapons. If they see you before you see them, you got a problem.
Right.
And when you find officers who may be the best cops in the world, and someone is looking to seek revenge for a killing that happened downstate, or it gets to a point where you have to just sit and shake your head and say, your chickens are coming home to roost. Because nobody's giving these. And look, you know how much money we've paid here in Illinois for police misconduct? The same amount of money, $500 million, which is the tax increase on property tax increase. Because they got to pay off these settlements.
Right. Now, have they, in the lottery there in the state of Illinois, are they giving people the lump sums now? Or they're still holding the money?
They're still holding the money. They still don't have a budget.
So what does one thing have to do with the other, though? I don't understand that. The state's going to get its percentage out of the winnings. So how can they legally hold your money?
They cannot distribute money if there's no state budget. They have no authority.
One thing has nothing to do with the other.
Well, how are you still running the game?
How do you what?
How are they still running the game? How is the game still active?
That's my point. If somebody won $600 million, let's use that as an example.
No, it's 375 million.
Well, I know that right now, but I'm just using, okay, 375. Okay.
I'm going to be mad.
But what I'm saying is, if someone in the state of Illinois won the 375, the state gets a percentage of that. Why are they withholding the winnings when they're only have rightful access to a certain percentage of that? How can you hold a whole damn thing?
But Lee, that's what
there's federal taxes that have to come out of that. There's state taxes that have to come out of that. So the federal government, was the federal government not getting its share?
Illinois is not the only state you have. This is a multi-state lottery.
I understand that. But
why is it that Illinois can hold out your winnings because they don't have a budget What are the other states doing? They paid into the pot. So where's that money?
Right. That's my whole line of questioning here. How is it possible they can possibly do that? I mean,
Chris, you want to answer that for me?
You gonna throw my ass under the bus? Where the hell were you, sir?
Yep.
Hell no. I'm not gonna answer that because I don't know.
I don't even.
Shoot. No. Well, it seems to me that you're absolutely right. All the questions you just asked, Lee, are very correct. And once again, you're dealing with an unusual situation. I never heard this before of somebody hijacking all the money. Well, it's legal because they doing it. I'm not saying it's not right, of course, because it isn't, but because nobody is don't have the strength or the statistical fortitude, as some people may say, to go after this. They can do whatever they want to do. They could probably hijack it for as long as they can. I don't understand. The question becomes, how much money do you need? And the question becomes, a lot of people, I'll take all I can get. And that even goes to the government of here in Illinois. Because look at it. Out of all these times, of all these people winning all this money, this one becomes a problem. Why this one?
Well, here's the deal on the impasse that we have. Bruce Rauner wants to be, how do they say, a boss. But he don't have the elected officials to get his agenda passed. So what does he do? He holds the state hostage and refuses to sign a budget until they give him his way.
They're playing politics. He's a Republican, right?
In the head. Yes.
Yes, he is.
They bought off a few coons who call themselves pastors and reverends.
Yeah, don't get me started with that. Meeks, yeah.
Between Meeks and what's the other bishop?
Corey Brooks.
I got a picture here. If I can find it, I'll put it on the site of a van from Corey Brooks's church with a boot on it.
Good.
I mean, it's criminal. All this money that he's collecting, and he has a state job now. Meeks has a state position now. So, at some point.
Oh, crap. Yeah, you're right. Real quick, Reverend James Meeks is the Secretary of Education. Come on. I mean, the man has no business being there, kind of like Betsy DeVos on the national level. You have no business being there. And then you take Corey Brooks, whatever his name is, and you put him in charge of Illinois tollways. Just a free check, man.
So what's your point?
Yeah, a free check. Yeah, that's my point.
The pay to play, is that his payoff for his?
Of course.
And I'll tell you, I got to be honest with you. If you really want to get down to hard politics, they should be stoning his goddamn church every Sunday.
Yeah.
Now this Corey guy, he's got one of those big churches too, right?
No, it's not that big.
No,
right. It's
not like
that
Meeks.
Right. It's not as big as Meeks, but both of these guys basically sold out. Here you go.
Interesting.
Yeah, they let at the time candidate for Governor Rauner come to their churches and speak and give all this rhetoric and everything else and give them a platform and to sway the parishioners to vote. And that's become a dangerous, murky territory when you've always mixed religion and politics. Since the beginning of time, it's always been, once again, the strange bedfellows mentality. And, I mean, look at, for example, with the whole thing with Meeks. Now, I told you before, we lost a great broadcaster in the great a man who how can I say this? Who really paved the way for a lot of us. I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional about this because I didn't like the way it went down. Oh boy. I'll say this and I'll recap at the end. During the services, and everybody's having just this great time about honoring this man. And it's at Meeks' church, a house, a whole. Now all of a sudden, Meeks comes up and says, everybody has to have a 2-minute talking limit because we had to move things along.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, okay. So, so everybody has a 2-minute time limit, and then if your 2 minutes are up, he cuts your mic off on the podium.
That's rude.
It was rude.
In the house of the Lord.
Yeah, and the Lord, you know. So, but you have Bruce Rauner, who comes up there and speaks, and his mic is not interrupted at all.
Mm-hmm.
He speaks past almost up to 5 minutes or so.
Mm.
But yet everybody else who are dignitaries in the broadcasting world, you know, saying goodbye to, you know, a great legend, and all of a sudden you get a 2-minute limit and cutting their mic off the podium. It was beyond rude.
Yeah.
And so no matter what my differences was with Meeks, that day I was like, the hell with him from this day forward. I can't do it. That was just rude. You can't bounce back from that.
Mm-hmm.
And the person referred to was a man named Herb Kent.
Sure. And that just shows you his allegiance and the sucking up to the governor and, you know, the job. He's protecting his job.
Dude, he not only sucked, he sucked and swallowed. Sucked and swallowed. He did both.
Yeah,
I wasn't going to say that, Chris.
I did, because I saw it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a rap bastard of the highest order, man. I was too through.
But that's, you know, that's how the game is played. And I'm not endorsing what he did. I think it was rude and wrong. And I mean, listen, when you have a legend that people want to say goodbye to, either you had to have better planning up front, and the way you manage that is maybe you shouldn't have had so many people speaking, and then you could give a little more time to a fewer people. That would have been fine.
Do things.
Yeah,
you're absolutely right.
So it was poorly planned. And Herb Kent, the cool gent, who had been in that market forever, he had many, 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 many thousands of people who loved him that grew up on him. Yeah.
Generational, too.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I knew of Herb Kent before I got to Chicago. He was a national figure.
See, that's huge.
You know, E. Rodney Jones, Herb Kent, Butterball, and many others. What was the other guy's name? He was the general manager at VON and on the air. God, he was in a fire. Lucky Cordell.
Lucky Cordell. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
And many, many others. They were legends, nationwide legends, names that I knew when I was a mere kid in Virginia. I knew these guys by name. I had never met them. I didn't meet any of them until 75 or 76, right after I moved to St. Louis from Virginia. But these guys were like legends. So to cut off the mic on people who wanted to say farewell to Herb Kent, the cool gent, that's kind of bad.
Lee, I sent you a picture of the van with a boot on it, and on your personal page, it's in your messages. If you can put that out, because
oh, check it out.
Me with my challenges. Be happy I was able to do that. Okay.
Now, as soon as the show is over, unless you have a cheeseburger date, I want to call you and we'll try to get your mic sounding a little better.
Come here.
Yeah,
they're trying to hide the cheeseburgers from me.
They're hiding them from you now.
Yeah. I got the diet squad, the diet police here. My daughter-in-law and my son are walking around.
Yeah, that reminds me of when my mother was. Her health was failing, and I used to go to Virginia. And whenever I went there, I would go. First thing I would do is go to the refrigerator in the pantry and see what kind of crap she had stored up. I'd go to the freezer. There was all kind of meat and stuff in there that she shouldn't have been eating. And I was like, Mom, why you got all these pork chops in here? And you know you're not supposed to be eating this stuff. Oh, I ain't eating it. Margaret comes over and eat it. Well, Margaret was my sister. I buy that for Margaret. I said, yo, Mama, come on now. You know you eat those pork chops in there and all that ham and, you know. Yeah, whatever. Get out of my refrigerator. Just go off on me. So I'd go to the grocery store and buy a bunch of turkey and chicken and fish and stuff like that and fill the freezer up. And then I go in the pantry. I see all these other, products that she shouldn't be eating. A can of pork and stuff. I'm going, Mom, you can't eat this stuff. So I start throwing this stuff away. She said, boy, I hate it when you come here because you come in and just disrupt everything. I said, but you love me, don't you? Yeah, I love you, but doggone. I said, Mom, you can't eat this pork and all this beef and stuff. You got to, because you're a diabetic. You can't do that. Boy, what you talking about? I eat plenty of pork. I said, but that's what I'm saying, Mama.
Oh, no.
She just had to confess. So you going to get out of here now. When are you leaving? But then she'd cry like hell when I was leaving. No, would you stay a little longer? I said, Mama, I got to go back to work. But come on, you got to promise me you won't eat this garbage no more.
Yeah, the promise lasted about till the fumes get out of it.
Exactly. By the time I got to the airport, she was on the phone ordering up some more pork chops and stuff. Hey, give me a 5-pound Smithfield ham.
Oh, help.
Chris, how long did you spend in the hospital?
My last visit, I was there for 2.5 weeks.
Okay. When you were in the hospital and they were bringing you breakfast, lunch, and dinner, were you afraid, as I was, to take the top off of it?
No. The University of Chicago Hospital, to their credit, has a decent cafeteria and food for their patients.
I'm not talking about how good the food was. I'm talking about I was traumatized. I take the top off of it, and I look at it, and I look up at the girl that brought it, and I go, what the is this shit?
Well, that was your experience.
And they would laugh. But then let me tell you. Then I start, and after about a week, I'm like, y'all bringing me more damn food? They were still bringing me the same 3 meals a day. But the little bits and pieces of shit they had on them plates, it was enough to do the job. But it was preparation of the food and getting it and bringing it to you on a timetable. Mm-hmm. And I would spend as much as a week in the hospital and 3 weeks or more in the nursing home. Mm-hmm. And by the time I got in the nursing home, I had lost 30, 40 pounds.
See? Yeah, because you wasn't eating anything.
I'm like, that's what I said. Damn, right. I can't wait. I can't wait to get home and eat something.
Now, have you put those pounds back on?
No.
Oh, that's good.
And to show you how bad they are, they also sent me a scale, the supplemental, the United Healthcare. They sent me a scale and a notepad with a Bluetooth that connects to the scale.
Oh, cool.
18 out of the days out of the month, I must weigh myself. I turn this notepad on, and it says, hello, let's see how you're feeling. Please step on the scale.
Technology at its best.
They basically, and once you step on the scale and you answer a few questions, and it goes into them, and
so they can keep track of your weight.
Right, so they can keep up with what you're doing. Well, I gotta tell you, I'm no salt, and to me, it's turned into a sodium battle. It's turned into what has sodium in it and what doesn't.
Oh yeah, you become more intelligent about the type of food that you're eating,
and you become more intelligent. You become more captive.
So you're looking at it upside down.
Right.
Damn right.
Now, are you on the famous water pills, diuretics? I guess I hit a soft spot there.
Write that down as a yes.
Yeah,
Yes, you can write that down. You can write that down as a damnable yes. Hell yeah.
Well, that you know what, they're doing the right thing, because checking your weight, if you go up 1 or 2 pounds in a day, they know that you're probably retaining water, and you don't want to drown in your sleep.
Well, it's not. I don't. Let me put it like this. I get to coughing, and my nose, everything gets all stopped up, and I have to do the nebulizer thing. And the last bout was about 10 days. It took about 10 days for me to clear my lungs and all of that. And I tell you, I'm very, very conscious of it, because it rolls up on you so fast, and you ain't getting rid of it until it runs its course. And either you'll catch pneumonia, or you'll catch whatever the hell it is, or but it'll get to you.
Well, you gotta pay attention to all of this, man. It's important. That's what's keeping you alive, and we don't want you to,
That's right.
Fail. And you're getting better.
Yeah,
It seems.
It curtails my ability to throw rocks like I like to.
You got a bucket of rocks sitting next to you, lazy boy.
I got a bucket of rocks sitting right here. Not the round, smooth kind. I got the jagged edge, the ones at the corner that'll put out an eye or leave a hole in the back of your head.
There you go.
Okay.
You got a bucket of granite. Those are granite rocks, right? Not river rocks. The smooth ones. Those are man-made rocks.
Hey, I got to take off a little bit early, but man, I love each and every one of you. As Apollo was saying, I love you more. Carol, Lee, and Alpha, continue on, and do it again tomorrow. And thanks as always.
Excellent, thank you, man.
All right, Chris,
by the way, Apollo, I talked to Apollo night before last. He's doing fine.
Okay.
He's being Apollo. He's being a bad boy.
Okay.
Out there chasing women. But he's fine. He's fine. He called me to let me know that he was okay, and that's all I wanted to know. But he's been busy too with work, so.
Nothing wrong with staying busy.
Yeah. So I'm gonna check in on him after the show as well. But thanks for hanging out with us, man. You almost stayed the whole show.
Yeah, absolutely. No, good stuff, man. As always.
Might as well stay another 6 minutes. What the hell?
Okay.
No,
that was a damn good. That was a damn good exit. I mean, I thought I had an exit stage left, but
you were almost gone. You should have turned the mic off immediately and walked away, because I'm gonna drag you in.
I don't want to do all that. Drop the mic and stuff, man.
Now let me just answer Laura Rice here. She says, "Where did Lee go?" I went to make some coffee, so I'm back. I've been back.
Okay, she asked that question.
Now, where were you yesterday, Miss Lady? Smarty pants, runaway child, running wild, afraid to answer the questions.
Yeah, she didn't want you all quizzing her
about
her romantic preference.
Yeah, we just want to help her out,
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. You see me in a bear fighting?
Help the bear, huh?
Help the bear. I think I've said it for Laura,
Yeah.
Help the bear.
Yeah, I think maybe Laura and Carol were hanging out yesterday, because they were both not here. Girl day out, huh? All right. Well, maybe so. Maybe they probably had a couple of guys held hostage in a nice upscale hotel somewhere.
I was making money.
What that? I didn't say how. You can make money,
call it what you want. Call it what you want.
Okay.
I mean, you have already testified in this court of law that you would do it for some money. So I don't know. Did you say that or not? If he got some money, he can get some honey.
No, I wouldn't say that.
You have had sugar daddies in the past.
I liked him.
Yeah.
And he was the only guy I was with.
You even went as far as saying you loved him.
I did love him. I wasn't in love with him.
But you loved him. Yeah.
So that doesn't make me...
a sugar father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
that's all right.
Well,
it's a nice profession.
on your site.
You know, to be honest, he was probably the nicest man I've ever been with.
See, there you go.
And it wasn't just because he
Not
had
because of
money,
the money?
because he was very respectful.
Mm-hmm. Showed you a good
He showed
time.
me how to run a business. I learned a lot from him.
There you go. That's
So
what
I
it's all
walked
about.
away with a lot of knowledge.
There you go. That's what it's all about. It didn't cost you a lot, right?
No, it didn't.
No?
Uh-uh.
How often did you have sex?
I don't think that's your damn business.
Thank you, Carol. Thank you for not.
He was just asking a question.
Yeah, I
though,
mean,
but
you know, I thought we had an open, you know, kind of
I guess
No,
not.
we don't have
thing
that,
like that.
open a relationship.
You know what? Damn it, we keep forgetting. Remember, if you ever pass out, you know, she
That's
won't
right.
give you, mouth to mouth.
Dead man. I'm a dead man.
Yeah, that alone.
I-
Keep forgetting
I-
You
about
know,
that.
sometimes you can learn a lot from a relationship.
Oh, no question.
And I
course.
did.
If you
I
don't,
learned
then-
a lot. I learned how to have a business.
Yeah. If you don't learn from a relationship, then you must have been in a coma. You should learn from every relationship, good, bad, or indifferent. You could learn what to do or what not to do. If you don't learn any more than that, that's a good
I
experience.
did. I learned a lot.
Well,
He
Carol,
I
was a
believe
very
it.
good businessman.
Yeah.
And I
believe
learned
that.
from him.
And I can tell that you really cared about him because whenever, you know, that relationship pops up in our discussions, I can hear it in your voice. You know, it's clear.
I did. I was
Yeah.
with him for over about 20 years.
Well, there you go. Yeah, that's a long time.
Jesus, Carol. If you-
So
you
sometimes
sugar
it
daddy-
isn't the age, it's how you feel about something.
Of course, absolutely.
He was a sugar daddy, Carol.
Well, you know, people call him that, but I think about it now.
Oh,
I
you
didn't
want
have to be
change.
there. I started working and making big money,
Mm-hmm.
but I remained there. So I don't think it was just about that. I liked him. Sometimes
That's
you
cool.
mess up and he did something he shouldn't have did, and that was it.
Well, there you
Carol,
go.
Sometimes you walk
Yeah,
from
yeah.
something.
I gotta be
That's so
honest.
true.
I just sent the picture. I just sent the picture to Lee. What happens with sugar daddies?
Let me see what you're talking about.
Yeah, what happens to sugar fathers?
I don't even know if I should ever say that. That's really not nice of me to say that. He was very good to me.
It's too
Very
late,
generous.
Carol. Too
No,
late,
it isn't
Carol.
even the generosity. It was the knowledge, and he was nice to my friends and just a nice person. A lot of people aren't nice.
Carol, sugar daddies produce sugar babies. I just sent Lee a picture.
We never had a
You get the
baby.
You get the picture. Lee?
What did he send you?
Did you get the picture, Lee?
Yes. Let me pull it back up. It shocked me. I closed it. Okay, there you go. That's what your baby was.
Oh, I sent that to Lee
Yeah.
one time.
Yeah, you did.
Oh.
It looks like a
I sent
Martian.
that to Lee, being fun
That's
with that.
photoshopped, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
has-
you do have those children that have that disease where they
Yeah.
age rapidly, which
Right.
is very,
Oh,
very
Jesus.
sad.
Yeah,
Very sad.
You
it
have
is
to
sad.
crap. Come on, Carol. You have to crap on the joke and bring in a disease.
I sent that to
Jesus.
Lee one day.
You did.
I really did.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, folks. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Pacific time. And thank you so much for being a part of the show. Without you, it was just us sitting here chewing the fat, you know, talking to ourselves. So thank you so much. And Alpha, I'll call you in just a few minutes. Chris, you have a wonderful day. And Carol, get out of here and go make some money.
There you go.
Have a great day. We love you. Bye-bye.